G'day guys, and welcome back to the EV Cup tournament coverage. I'm your host Gent, and this is game number 2 between Deedz and Saxon. Deedz taking game 1. With me on the screen here I have Saxon, the sexy Saxon, bottom right here of Incineration Zone. Incineration Zone's a small map. Well, small-ish, but the rush distances are definitely small, so follow me up here down the ramp. Walk with me, talk with me as we go down the rush distance around here, and then up there's the enemy base ramp, and in the enemy base we have Deedz, the Protoss villain in the top left here of Incineration Zone. Deedz the Ninja Jew, here to take game number 2. There's the 8 pylon from Deedz. He's going to start chrono boosting out probes very shortly. Saxon's opted to go for the early gas again, and he's just droning up, so there's going to be probing and droning for the next couple minutes probably. So we'll just keep an eye to see if anything funny is going on. Overlord at the spotting here at the ramp, which is good stuff. Going to make sure no probes get up that ramp and do anything sneaky. Well, not without noticing anyway. So Saxon's still building drones, getting a supply block, there, just making that Overlord to fix that. Here comes the wall in, so gateway number 1 going down for Deedz already. Chrono boosting out some probes. Good, good, good. No early scouting here from either player, which is a little bit funny. Spawning pool going up for Saxon on number 10. But placement's a little bit strange. And he's just put it up there on the edge of the creep. And going to get some early Zerglings out, maybe an early rush. Overlord down here at the back, keeping nice and safe. This drone here just having a bit of a look around, making sure there's nothing sneaky in his base, just in case he wasn't paying attention. So there's no pylon or anything back there, so the drone can go about his business. And he'll probably do a little bit of a scout around. I can see here on the minimap we've got our 2 gates at the front here for Deedz. He likes doing this, making the 2 gates wall at the front and then pushing with a handful of zealots, which is what we're expecting to see. So we're chrono boosting out the first zealot here. How are we going for energy? He's got enough for a few more chrono boosts, so we'll be seeing a whole bunch of zealots pretty soon, that's for sure. So another pylon coming out here. Deedz is supply blocked, not unlike Saxon. We'll get the food and mineral counting stations up here so we can see who's got what. Deedz, bit more of a supply cap here. Saxon just supply blocked now again, making his Overlord. Not sure what these drones here are doing. I guess maybe spine crawlers? Don't really remember. I was reffing this one, I should remember. Spine crawler placement a little bit funny. It's going to deter small amounts of units, but up there it's really not going to stop anything coming back here and killing your mineral line. There's the Overlord out, so he's not supply blocked anymore. Queen's out now, did the lava inject. Good stuff. This drone's just sitting here keeping vision of the map. Now, because the map's so small and this covers the rush, well, pretty much the closest path between the 2 bases, this drone's doing a good job keeping an eye on that. Handful of zealots coming out now for Deedz. Now, 4th one's coming out, and that's going to be more than enough to take on whatever Saxon's got in his base. But both guys have got early gas, so they're hoping to tech up. So we could have a macro game coming up here. Cybernetics core going down, so Stalker's out soon. Here come the zealots, so they're just going for a bit of a run now. They'll probably... They spotted the drone and they're on attack move, so they'll wipe it out. Okay, they're just going to sit here by the tower for now. Deedz will probably reinforce that. He's expecting spine crawlers from Saxon again, and he should be, because that's what stopped him in game 1 earlier on. Taking a lair early for Saxon. More Zerglings coming out. Grand total of 8 Zerglings and 1 Queen for Saxon. 6 Zealots coming from Deedz, so that's quite strong and scary. But as long as he stays near these spine crawlers, Saxon should be alright. Still massing Zerglings. Lairs up. I wonder what tech he'll go for. Still not many drones here on the mineral line, so what's he making here? Roach Warren's a bit different, so he's opted to go for a Roach Warren instead of a Hydralisk Den like game 1, which didn't really work out for him. He did for a while against the heavy gateway usage, but he obviously wants to go for something a bit different. That's cool. I like difference. Another gas here, probably doesn't need that. His gas is pretty high, it's up at 300. I could see the drones going to more use down at the mineral line here. We got a Deedz' base, he's got plenty of gas going on as well. Minerals and gas about the same. What's he making up here? Another gateway, so the third gateway coming down for Deedz. You'll notice in his base that he's got pylons out in the edges here. He's obviously a bit paranoid about mutalisks, just wants to keep as much vision as possible. Vision's pretty important in this game. The sneakiness. Countering sneakiness. Alright, here we go. Plenty of zealots, so we got 6 zealots here and a stalker. Should be doing fuckloads of damage here at Saxon's base, so he's just picking off that Overlord at the front there, causing the Zerglings coming out. Heaps of Zerglings here. In fact, this could probably stop it. Starting to spread the creep now. This queen could also jump in. First roach out for Saxon. And this Overlord is going bye-bye. Pop. There he goes. Nothing but a puddle on the ground now. So these guys are retreating. Probably justified, so they'll just retreat now. He'll probably reinforce that. Nothing coming out of these gateways just yet. Robotics facility coming down, so we've seen a lot of the ground forces probably going to opt for some Colossi at some point. Warp gates, 3/4 of the way finished here at the Cybernetics core, and here we go. So what's he making? Some Stalkers coming out of these two. And stop making probe. That's a little bit different, so he's cutting probes and just going to concentrate on massing his army at the moment. So we're going to have a look here. Spire Tech coming down for Saxon. You can see it right about there. It is. Spire coming down for Saxon. And Roach upgrades. So the Tunneling Claws upgrade coming up for Saxon. So he's going to go for some sneaky underground business, which is cool by me. I'm very happy with that. 3 Stalkers and still the same. So 5 Zealots, 3 Stalkers coming out. 4 Stalkers now from Deedz. He's making a very scary army here. He hasn't converted these guys to warp gates just yet, but I'm sure he will at some point. Some observers coming out in a warp prism by the looks of things, so that should make things interesting. The double robo coming out, so another robo bay here. Twilight Council, not sure what upgrade he's going to go for. Maybe leg speed, maybe blink. Well, it's the only 2 he can choose from, so one of those 2 definitely. This guy coming out here, going for an expansion already. So Deedz expanding before Saxon, which normally spells doom for the Zerg player, unless he has the right unit mix and just happens to pull it out. So he's going to tech to tier 3 pretty quickly by the looks of it. This infestation pit going down. Evolution chamber coming up as well. And start to make spore crawlers after that. Also give the +1 attack or the +1 armor upgrade, which is pretty good early on for any race in StarCraft 2. Overseer out here to counter those Dark Templar, which are always hard to stop as Zerg. Most Zerg normally forget to do that, and Saxon's being very good about it, so good work, Saxon. I personally, as a Zerg player, always forget to do that. Pylon going down up here, not sure why, maybe for quick reinforcements. A good pylon spread's normally pretty handy. So this is good now. He doesn't have to walk to reinforce. He can just warp in down the other Zelnaga watchtower, so he has vision. This is the only tower in the whole game, this one here. So in this whole game anyway. This map only has the one. More than enough though to see the vision of this closest rush distance path down here and across the top here. This probe's heading back, so burrow's being researched for Saxon right now. He's definitely going to do some roach burrowing obnoxiousness. And Deedz decided to research Blink, which will be very handy if Saxon decides to go Mutalisk. Forge coming down for some upgrades. Expansion coming down for Saxon down here on the right, which is a bit strange. I guess maybe he saw the shadow of this observer and didn't want to expand here. And he spotted it now. Overseer's seen you, so everyone's seeing each other. They're both detecting like hardcore detecting happening here. And what do we got? So small roaches coming out for Saxon. No Mutalisks just yet. Pretty scary army from Deedz here, just hanging back. Not as many ninja tactics as I like to see from Deedz, but that's okay. Standard games are fun with me as well. I like StarCraft of all forms. This expansion's gone down for Deedz now. He's starting to mine from it already. Got enough for a Chronoboost there. And what's he making? So he's got a Warp Prism here. Hasn't used it yet. This guy's just sort of chilling. Blink's finished. And hasn't converted this guy to a Warp Gate yet. And what's he making? More Observers. His vision is extremely important, as I've always said. He's got plenty of Observers. So this Observer's... Oh no. Poor Saxon's been caught with his pants down. He's seen the Roach Burrow Tech, and Deedz is going to be aware of this Roach Burrow Tech now, so he's going to make sure that he's always got plenty of observers around the map, which I think he does. He's definitely going to soon anyway. He's making plenty, so he's got the photon cannons here, which are going to stop the roaches from coming up the ramp, which is smart stuff. Oh, these roaches dangerously close to the scary force of Stalkers and Zealots, mainly Stalkers. Oh, obviously Deedz didn't see that. No observers around here. They could unburrow and kill this pylon, not too sure. Mutalisk's coming down for Saxon back at his base. He's making some here, but we'll go back up here to the action. The stationary action. Saxon just sitting there. Okay, now he's moving out, so he's just going to... Oh, he's going to head for the expansion. Good work, Saxon. He's going to start some early pressure, keep Deedz back. He doesn't want Deedz to attack with this because he really cannot stop it, to be honest. So here we go. These roaches. We got how many roaches? 12 roaches burrowed right now. Meanwhile, making Mutalisks back at his base, which is good stuff. And here they go, they're starting to attack the Nexus. They're damaging it pretty well. Roaches do a whole lot of damage to armored stuff. And this expansion is going to go down. Oh, they're getting away. No observers here. Oh, and they're unborrowing. They sack the Nexus, but these Stalkers are going to surround here. And there's no observer. He could have... Oh, okay, here we go. These Roaches are living to... Oh no, and a cannon's just finished. That's bad news for Saxon. He's burrowed. Oh, these Roaches just... Hey guys, do you feel that? It's a Stalker! Unborrow and do something! Oh, and they're gonna die. And they're dead. But fortunately for Saxon, he's been making Mutalisks, so he can do some more harassment on the bases, because Deedz has got this whole blob happening here. Hasn't spread out his control group.